Hey guys, Silver Shady here. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemonday. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. So, originally I was going to record Turbo Lugia, my favorite deck of all time, but it's broken. Lugia's overflow ability doesn't actually overflow. So today, we are looking into Tool Drop instead, my third favorite deck of all time. And Tool Drop, we're going to get right into it. Just kick it off with the main attacker being Trubbish. Yeah. You're taking out your opponents with the trash. That sounds a lot worse than it should, but Trubbish, 70 HP, Psychic type, has an attack called, ironically, Tool Drop. For one Psychic and one Colorless, does 20 damage for each Pokemon tool card attached to every single Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. You can add a massive amount of damage with that. Now, naturally, seeing as it's a tool drop list, we want to make sure that we have a way to get out tools and keep them on our side of the field. Now, when Tool Drop was first created, decks would use Toolbox Sigilif. Toolbox Sigilif had an ability called Toolbox that allowed it to have up to 4 Pokemon tool cards attached to it. However, it's an ability, which means it's shut down very easily. So instead, due to the fact that this is expanded and not Legacy, we can take advantage of Entei from Ancient Origins. Now, Entei, its attacks literally mean jack, because we don't care. The only thing we care about is the fact that it has 130 HP, which is important because we can't level ball it, and it has an ancient trait. Now, ancient traits cannot be shut off. They're permanently active. There is no way to disable them. And Entei just so happens to be a basic with the Theta Double trait, which states that this Pokemon may have up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to it. Meaning, we don't have to worry about Garbodor or anything like that, because none of our tools will be discarded simply by them playing down a Hexamaniac. Now, Tool Drop in and of itself would be nothing if it weren't for Weavile. Now, it should be noted, again, when Tool Drop was first conceived, Masquerain from the Plasma Blast set was the card that they mostly included, because Masquerain had an ability called Tool Reversal, which did the exact same thing as Tearaway does. However, it had 80 HP, whereas this has 90, making this far more versatile. Either way, also because of the fact that we do have Volcanion running around format, while it may not seem like that big of a deal, Masquerain is weak to Volcanion, whereas this is not. And we don't really have any big fighting decks running around right now, so we shouldn't hit this too much of a wall, should it wind up interactive. Anyway, the ability Tearaway, as often as you like during your turn, before your attack, you may put a Pokemon tool card attached to one of your Pokemon into your hand. Essentially, as long as you're still able to play items and still use abilities, this essentially means that your tools can be anywhere. I shouldn't need to tell you how powerful that is. We're running the Sneasel from Plasma Freeze simply because it has the most HP of any Sneasel they've released and expanded. So it just seems like a good choice. And then 2 copies of Shaman for draw power. Shouldn't need to go over that too much. With any luck, we shouldn't need to play these onto the field. We're hoping we don't have to. But if we do, it is what it is. So we're going to get into our supporters now. We're running 3 Professor Sycamore. It's not a turbo deck, so we still need the consistency from Sycamore. However, we are very tight on space, so we can't have the full 4 count. We have to stick with the 3. Not to mention we have a lot of tools here that we probably don't want to get rid of, considering they each boost our damage. We run 3 copies of N. We have 1 single copy of Lysander. I really wish this was 2, but based on the fact that this is a one-shot design deck, having 2 isn't necessary. You can get away with 1. But it should be noted, I still would prefer to have that second copy available to us. Now this is going to be the only deck you will ever see this card in. The supporter card Elisa. Search your deck for 3 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. In any other deck, this is overkill to the extreme, because most decks don't run more than 3 or 4 tools. So, literally, this is the only deck you'll ever see this in. Because we run a ungodly amount of tools. And this, literally, turns our... We actually chose this over Giovanni's Scheme, because Giovanni's Scheme boosts our damage by 20. In essence, she boosts our damage by 60. 80 if we grab our Muscle Band. So, it's just insanely good in this deck. And then we run 1 copy of Teammates, because everything we have is a single prize attacker, and when you're running only single prize attackers, having 1 copy of Teammates, being able to search your deck for 2 cards and put them into your hand, and you shuffle a deck afterward, really, really good. Keep in mind, you can only play it if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So if it got knocked out by poison damage, it doesn't take effect. They have to knock it out in some way, shape, or form. It should be noted that if Greninja Giant Water Shuriken's one of your Pokemon, that does qualify for Teammates. But just a really, really nice and powerful card to use. For our Stadium, we run 4 copies of Dimensional Valley. Most decks don't run 4 copies of Stadiums. The only reason we do is because this makes it so our Trubbish can attack for 1 energy. There is nothing more disgusting than a Trubbish swinging for 200 damage for a single Psychic Energy. Trust me, it's disgusting, and you'll see what I mean. But anyway, each Psychic-type Pokemon's attacks, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 colorless less to do. Fairly straightforward. So now we're going to look into our Pokeballs. Our search, essentially. We have 2 copies of Level Ball. Level Ball, search your deck for a Pokemon 90 HP or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterward. This essentially has 8 targets out of the 13 we have in our deck. 8 targets can be searched by Level Ball, and it actually does come in pretty crucial that you have those 2 copies in your hand, because there are sometimes you just can't discard what you have. We run 3 copies of Ultra Ball because this has a grand total of 13 targets. Next, we have our standard 4 copies of Versus Seeker. We have 1 copy of Random Receiver. Now, Random Receiver is a little bit interesting. You get to reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal the supporter card, put it in your hand, shuffle your other cards back into your deck. The only reason we run this is because it's not a turbo list, and we run 3 one-of supporters for a grand total of 9 supporters. So being able to hit the supporter we need off a Random Receiver, or at least having a shot at doing it, is actually really, really powerful. We run 1 copy of Tool Scrapper, and honestly, the only real reason we're running this is a split between Mega Evolution Pokemon to be able to get rid of their Spirit Links and replace it with our own Headringers and make them regret their life decisions, and Garbotox and Garbodor, because Garbotox and Garbodor will make it so we can't move our tools around as freely as we would like, which, it's not that terribly important. I could definitely see you cutting this when you go to build this on your own if you do choose to, because it's not necessary. It's just, lately I have been facing a lot of Garbodor and a lot of Mega Evolution decks, and this just helps to improve those matchups just a little bit. We run 1 copy of Super Rod because it's just too good not to run in this deck. Next, we run 2 copies of Eco Arm. This is the last item card, but this is a really powerful card, and again, this is the only deck you'll ever see this card in. You get to shuffle 3 Pokemon tool cards from your discard pile back into your deck. Really powerful because that allows you to get recovery, especially considering how susceptible this deck is to Startling Megaphone. Startling Megaphone is an item card. Discard all Pokemon tool cards attached to each of your opponent's Pokemon. It cripples this deck if you're not careful. Now we're going to get into the bread and butter of the deck, the tools. We're going to start off with our ace spec of choice. We're going to go with Life Dew for this one because it is a Pokemon tool. And if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes one fewer prize card. We have all one prize attackers. And seeing as we have 2 copies of Eco Arm, you can essentially force a 9 prize game. That will annoy the hell out of your opponents. Because I've done it, and I've had people scoop. When I Eco Arm twice to get the Life Dew back in the deck, I've had people scoop on me for that. So just be careful about that. We run 3 copies of Experience Share. We run a very low basic energy count, so trying to keep those on the table as much as we can is always important and always a good idea to do. 2 copies of Floatstone. Again, this just gives us the mobility around the field that we need. Having free retreat costs makes it a lot easier to get our stuff around. Now, we run 2 copies of Lucky Helmet. Early game, if you can start a lone Entei with both your Lucky Helmets, it's better than Bursting Balloon. Because when your opponent hits you, you draw 4 cards. Because each one of those takes effect. Whenever the Pokemon's card statue is active and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if it's knocked out, you draw 2 cards. So just a great amount of draw power from that. We run 1 copy of Rescue Scarf. Most times this is going to be attached to your Weavile, although I have attached it to a Trubbish or 2 once or twice. We run 1 copy of Muscle Band, and this is just to help our math. Because to be able to hit the 180 number, you're going to need, because you got to figure, every single one of your Pokemon can have a tool. So if you have 6 Pokemon in play, you're hitting for 120 damage. If you have 2 of those Pokemon being Entei, that's an additional 40 damage on top of that. You're still only hitting for 160. Now, tools are very prevalent in expanded formats, so your opponent is most likely going to be playing at least some. But if they don't, if they decide to hang on to their tools, Muscle Band will make it so you can hit that magic 180. So, very important card to have in here. It should be noted that we do know that Choice Specs is a card that has been revealed, and we do know it's going to be coming out. When it does, we don't know. We think it's going to be in the next set, not Sun and Moon base, but the next set after that they're going to release Choice Specs. If they do decide to release it at all, stateside, which I hope they do. But if and when they do release that, I could honestly see someone dropping, say, an Experience Share or one of the other tools for Choice Specs, because Choice Specs, if you haven't heard about it already, is a tool that can be attached to anything. And the Pokemon this card is attached to does 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX or Pokemon GX. So, even better than Muscle Band in that regard. But, can't hit the brakes, but whatever. Next up, we have Sparkling Robe. The Pokemon this card is attached to can't be affected by any special conditions. Remove any special conditions affecting that Pokemon. That second part of it is why we run it. Because Hypnotoxic Laser is a bitch. And I hate it. And it's prevalent. I've seen it a lot. So, when you get hit with a Hypno Laser, and your opponent puts you to sleep, you tear away Trubbish's active tool, you throw the Sparkling Robe on it, and you make your opponent rage quit, because people have done that to me. And then we get to the 2 most frustrating tools in the deck. We have Headringer, which is a card that anyone who played during the 2014 to 2015 season will know very well. Just an annoying card. It's a Pokemon Tool F. You can attach this Pokemon tool to one of your opponent's Pokemon EX that doesn't already have a Pokemon tool attached to it. And the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to cost 1 colorless more to do. Against Yveltal or Lugia or X-Ball Mewtwo, not really that big of a deal. So we also run 1 copy of Jamming Net. And Jamming Net, same basic concept, you attach to one of your opponent's Pokemon EX. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 20 less damage to each of the opponent's defending Pokemon. So, essentially, let's say you have Night Spear Darkrai. Darkrai from Dark Explorers. With Night Spear, he's able to do 90 damage to your active, and then 30 damage snipe to one of your bench Pokemon. If you have a Jamming Net on, that goes down to 70 and 10. which is really frustrating. And also, for things like Eviltal or things like that, Jamming Net's usually the one you want. Simply because Eviltal, when you say, oh, you need another energy, Eviltal laughs and says, I was planning on it anyway. Anyway. And then lastly, we round out our list with 7 Psychic Energies. So that is our list, and we're going to go take this for a spin. Alrighty, so it looks like we're facing a Dark and Steel type deck. I would imagine there's probably Bisharp in there. I don't know what else, though. And Sun Spirit Espion wins the coin flip, so they're going to choose whether or not they go first. Looks like they are. Actually, fully expected that. Alright, so we actually start out with a pretty decent start, aside from the fact that we have no draw power whatsoever. So we're going to lead... I think we'll lead with Trubbish on this one. Alright, our opponent is going to choose an active. And we're going to go ahead and drop down the Entei and the Sneasel, because we know we're going to at least have one of each of those. You haven't even seen it yet, but thank you. And there we go, yeah. And, oh, Abyssal Sleep Darkrai. This is a fun matchup. I love it when I get this one. Alright, Pokemon Fan Club, interesting. The good news is, because we know his types, I know I don't have to worry about the Vileplume. Because Vileplume will shut us down faster than anything else. Okay, so we're just hitting a straight-up Darkrai list. Alright. Alright, I'm down with this. So we hit the Dark Cloak Darkrai that I was mentioning. The Night Spear attack you can see there. And we also hit the Dark Head / Dark Pulse Darkrai EX from Breakpoint. And wow, just an atrocious hand. Okay. How much can you do? Alright, so we're going to attach a Rescue Scarf here. We're going to EXP share and EXP share. And, yeah, we'll attach the energy. And then we'll pass the turn. At worst, it looks like he's only going to be able to do about 30 damage to us. 40 with a Fighting Fury Belt. I'm not terribly worried about that at the moment. Dark Claw, okay, so we're going to hit 50 damage. If, alright, that's interesting. Skyla for Professor's Letter, alright. Fan Service Skyla for Days. Just saying. And Dark Cutter for 50. Alright, and we'll be able to attack back. Oh, yes, that's exactly what we wanted. So we're actually going to Headringer this Darkrai on the bench here. And we're going to drop down our second energy. And we're going to swing with Tool Drop. It's not going to be a knockout, but it's going to be a pretty damn good hit. Wow, actually a really damn good hit. Now, unfortunately, we're not hitting anything. So this is probably going to be a loss on our end. But we take those, you know. It happens. You dead draw. It doesn't matter what deck you're playing. You're going to dead draw eventually. So, let's see what happens. Alright, so he Max Elixirs, then Professor's Letter grabs 2 more Dark Energy out of his deck. And now we hit the Abyssal Sleep, which I'm not sure how relevant that's really going to be, but we'll see. He's not running the Dusknoir, so he's not going to be able to really take full effect of that. That is one deck I may actually look into, is the Mythical Darkrai with Dusknoir and Vileplume. So another Darkhead Darkrai, the full art version this time, and we also saw him grab a second Mythical Collection. There it is, hits the board now. So damage increased to 100. Fully expected that. That's fine. Yes, I know this. Why the fuck are you showing me this? I don't care. Okay. And we get an energy on both of those, which not too relevant. So we're actually going to send up our Entei in this one. Now our Trubbish goes back to our hand, thankfully. Oh, yes. Alright, so we drop our Trubbish, and we're going to get a Slow Clap Sycamore. Nice. Alright, so, and perfect, we hit the Jamming Net, so we're going to drop the Jamming Net over there. We're going to drop down the Entei. If I can pick the damn thing up. We're going to drop our Psychic Energy onto our Trubbish, drop our Muscle Band down, and then, I'm thinking we sit on this hand. Yeah, we're going to sit on this one. I'm not really terribly worried about any of this. Besides, if he's able to get a knockout on us, we can always just end him down to 4. We also have Super Rod we can also take advantage of here. So Abyssal Sleep is going to hit us for 100, and we're going to be put to sleep, which is fine. And, alright, so 1 heads, 1 tails, we're still asleep. That's perfectly fine. I don't really have any complaints with that. And we're actually going to save our Eco Arm on this one, because I don't feel like using it at this point in time. We're just going to drop the N. It may give him more cards, but it gives us more of an opportunity to actually do something with our lives. Alright. Oh, so we hit everything. Alright. Alright, so we got our Weavile into play. We're going to tear away this EXP share. That way we can try to conserve it a little bit better. Play that there. We're going to play down the Float Stone over here. And we're going to actually drop the Dimensional Valley here. And just in an effort to try to keep our energy where it needs to be for the most part, we're actually going to tear away a couple of these tools here. Drop the EXP share into the Trubbish, just in case he ends us and gets rid of our stadium, as unlikely as it may be. It's definitely a possibility. And we're probably going to see another Abyssal Sleep come down here, either that or a Dark Cutter, or some of the combination thereof. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so we get another energy on the Darkrai. Yep, alright, so he gets rid of that, and where's the M? Do you have it? No, but he has the Lysander, which that is not happy. Yep. Alright. Alright, so you get Dark Pulse. We're gonna, oh wow, hitting for a whopping 170 there. So we're gonna take this energy, we're gonna drop that right down. We'll send this guy back up. I'm not terribly worried about losing him. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna drop the Lucky Helmet onto the Entei. We're gonna play the Dimensional Valley, and as much as I hate to discard one of our D-Valleys, we are gonna have to, well actually no, we can end on this one. Helps us to retain it, and yeah, so we're actually gonna drop the end. Okay, now this is good, alright. So now, drop this. I'm gonna drop the Lucky Helmet down on here. Get the Level Ball, grab another Trubbish. Tear away one of these. Drop that on there. And we're going to pass the turn. Now, assuming he takes the knockout on the Entei, we'll be able to draw 4 cards, retain our energy, and use Teammates next turn. So we're going to have a very productive turn next turn if he takes this knockout, which I fully expect him to do at this point. Alright, so he's going to Center Lady his bench Darkrai, that's fine. Alright, so he does take the knockout, but we're going to take 4 cards. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, so that's going to go on to our benched Trubbish there. We're going to send up our active Trubbish. And now we have a bit of a conundrum here, because we have a couple of different options for what we could do. We could Teammates. That'll get us 2 guaranteed cards, but I'm also curious to see whether or not it would actually be more beneficial to start swinging at this point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So essentially we have 7. We have 8 tools in play if we have the Muscle Band. We're going to need a total of 10. In this scenario, it might actually be better to drop the Elisa to grab more tools and actually take this knockout. Yeah, we're gonna drop the Elisa here. Grab some more tools to throw on our side of the field. We'll grab the Life Dew, grab the Sparkling Robe out, and we'll grab another EXP share. tear away this tool here. Drop the life dew down. Drop the EXP share. I'm going to drop the sparkling robe. Okay. Alright. Unfortunately, because we don't have another bench Pokemon, we're still only hitting for the 160. But, it is what it is. Dark-type decks are always a weak point, especially when we're facing off against Darkrai. So. And again, this is more of a fun deck. This isn't a deck that I would advise taking to a major tournament and getting upset when you lose. It's more of a troll deck. It really is. It's not designed to be... So, we're going to move our energy back onto our bench Trubbish there. Alright, we're going to send up the next one. Now, at this point... Oh, well, we just hit the Entei, so that's good. Now, at this point, we are going to drop the Super Rod. Going to get back 2 Trubbishes and an Entei here. We are going to teammates. Going to grab one of these. And we are going to grab an Eco Arm. Now, unfortunately, the Eco Arm won't exactly help us this round, but it should help us next round. Because we can do the Eco Arm, put the Life Dew back, put the Rescue Scarf back, and one of the Lucky Helmets. Throw those back into the deck. At this point, we are going to tear away this. 60, 80, 100, 120, 40, 60. Okay, yeah, see, we're hitting for way more than enough damage. So we are going to actually just leave it a vanilla tool drop. That way we don't risk one of our tools getting destroyed here. Hit for the 160. We get 1 prize card. We're going to go with this one. Load. Please. Pretty please. There we go! Alright, so we got our 4th Dimensional Valley. That was actually pretty good. I fully expect our current Dimensional Valley to go bye-bye anytime now, so. Alright, so now he's going to play teammates, which is fine. Let's see what he grabbed. Okay. Yep, so there's the Reverse Valley. We get the 3rd energy, we get the Abyss of Sleep, hitting for 90, which is fine. Grab that basic energy, we're going to throw it onto the Trubbish here. We're going to draw a prize. Now, we only have 2 prizes left, so we do not want to drop a Shaman here. That would be a bad idea. Alright. Now, we're going to play the Dimensional Valley, bump his Stadium again. Get that shit out of here. Alright, now do we have a Lysander in the discard pile? Because if we do, we're in good shape. If not, which we don't, we're going to have to grab the Versus Seeker here, and we're going to go ahead and grab teammates off this. And we're going to go ahead and play that. Grab a Trubbish. Alright, so it looks like we did actually prize our Lysander, which I'm not all that happy about. We did grab the Life Dew back. This should help us force another prize off of him. Come on, play the fucking thing. Alright, so we're going to play our Life Dew on our active Trubbish here. We are going to go ahead and use Tool Drop, and this should be enough. Okay, 160, yep, and we're going to take another prize here. We're going to grab this one here. And we hit the Shaman. I'm not honestly that happy about that, but it is what it is. Alright, so we get the damaged Darkrai coming up. Alright, and that's actually pretty important. Alright, so we get a Dark Patch attaching to the bench Darkrai. Okay. Okay. Are we gonna get hit with a Dark Head here? No, Lysander? Okay, so he's getting clever now. He's bringing up the bench Trubbish there. Okay. Alright. So we're going to drop down the Lucky Helmet here. And here is where the end of 1 comes into play. I am more than okay with that. Alright. You get 1 card, bud. 1 card. Alright. So we're going to play the Tool Drop. Okay, now at this point we're at the tense part, because now we only need 1 knockout. Now if he's able to get 1 more Dark Energy on there, he is able to do 60 damage. Well, he's able to actually do 80, my bad. He's able to do 80, but that still isn't going to be a knockout. It's not going to be enough to win him the game. He's actually going to need a lot more than that. I'd say unless he had a Lysander, but he just used Steven. So he's going to grab the Skyland, the Dark Energy. I imagine the Dark Energy is going to go onto his active Darkrai EX. But not really going to help him much. Surprisingly, I think we might have actually pulled out of this one. Oh! Okay, so he's actually... I think he might have forgotten about his head ringer. Huh. And there's the game. Alright. So we walk away with a W on a, on a bad matchup off a bad hand. Wow. Alright. That just goes to show you how annoying Tool Drop is. Oh, man. So, alright. Alright, let's go on to game 2. Alright, so Psychic Fairy. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this one. I mean, it doesn't run any other types, so I'm wondering if it's just Psychic Fairy or if we're facing a Mega Guardy list that's kind of off the radar. Oh, we won the coin flip. Okay, yeah, we are actually going to go first on this one. It's always a good idea, even if we can attack first turn. Oh, okay. Opponent had no basics. That's fine with us. We're going to lead with Lone Entei here. I have no additional bench Pokemon to put down. I don't care about that. That's fine. Okay, we hit the Brilliant Arrow Guardian. Interesting. Okay. Definitely, I was right about the Gardevoir list, but I'm wondering if he runs a 1-1 line of the, the Cruel Trader. Yeah, so nothing really interesting there. I wonder why he's mulling so much. Wow, really? How many? Okay. Alright, whatever. Do you only run the Gardevoirs? Oh, I guess we'll find out. And normally I don't, but, well, actually normally I do. I shouldn't lie about that. I actually normally do, so yeah, we're gonna stick with our pattern and just grab our prizes here. Alright, so, oh, okay, so he does have Xerneas. Sorry, that's the thing. Okay, so odds are we are going to need Tool Scrapper in this matchup. So I'm going to toss out the teammates and the Ultra Ball here. We're going to go in... we could grab the Shaman if we wanted to. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the play. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab the Shaman on this. Unfortunately, it's going to be a fairly low count Shaman. We're going to drop the Sparkling Robe right here. We're going to go ahead and drop the Shaman, draw 2 cards off of it. Not the best setup in the world, but it does hit us a Trubbish at least. So that's at least somewhere. It's a start, and we're going to pass turn. Question is, does he have anything to Geomancy off of? And this is the good thing about facing a Geomancy-based fairy deck, because they take a couple of turns to get set up because they rely on Geomancy to power up. Alright, so we're going to see Fairy Garden, Skyla for an Ultra Ball. He's probably going to play the Ultra Ball, and my guess would be, yeah, he's going to discard... What is he going to discard? We see a Super Rod and Hex Maniac. Ow. Not sure if that was the best play, but... And grabs the Gardevoir. Alright, that's about what I expected. We know he doesn't run Shaman in the deck, so I'm wondering what kind of acceleration he's looking at. And he just attaches and Geomancies. Wow. No supporter. Alright. Okay, on to all their own, I suppose, but... Damn. Now, we didn't have any of our Pokemon knocked out. We haven't hit our lucky helmet, so we're just going to pass here. For the most part, we're just waiting. So we're going to see a T-Mail. Alright. And he grabs a Sycamore off it. Alright, very good card to grab. Going to use it. And we see he burns another Super Rod. Oh, shit. And a Pokemon Ranger. And it looks like we get the Gardevoir Spirit Link, so this is why we run it. We get the Professor's Letter down. Yep, got both of those. Now, if he's able to Mega Evolve on this turn, then there's no point in us playing Tool Scrapper. If he isn't, however, that is going to severely help us, which he isn't. So we're going to actually Tool Scrapper away that fancy little Spirit Link he's got there, because I, quite frankly, don't care for Mega Gardevoir. Alright. Alright, so he's getting a lot of energy on the board, which is fine. I'm not terribly worried about that. We're going to drop it on this one here. And we are going to play the Tool Scrapper, and goodbye. And we're going to... Done with that one. And, yeah, that's about it. So we're going to pass turn now. Still haven't hit a draw supporter, or a shuffle draw. Again, this is why Random Receiver is good, but I just haven't been able to hit it yet. And let's see what he decides to do. I think we might have fucked with his plans a little bit by burning that. Okay, so now he's going to start... Alright, that's interesting choice. Alright, so we're going to see a Skyla come down. And grabbing an Evo Soda. Oh, is he going to hard Evo Soda that? Or is he going for the Xerneas? I think he might be going for the Xerneas. Yep, he's going for the Xerneas break. Alright, and, alright, so we see another Gardevoir Spirit Link. And there's the Mega. Alright, and we get the Cruel Trader Despair Ray, one we don't like. 10 shy of a knockout. Man, I gotta say, I wish that had knocked us out, because that would have been fan-fucking-tastic, but it is what it is. So we're gonna pass turn again. Alright, he's gonna end us, which, that's okay. I'm actually perfectly okay with that. What do we got? Okay, so we pretty much hit everything we needed. So 90% of our hand can be played out right now. Alright, so we're going to send Trubbish to the active spot. Alright, and drop down our Weavile here. And now we're going to attach that there. We're going to tear away this. Drop that over here. And drop that. Alright, so we're going to drop our Life Dew down. Drop our Muscle Band. Drop our N. And you can say goodbye to that 7-card hand you've been sitting pretty on. And, wow, we hit a lot, actually. Alright, so I'm thinking we attach one there. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 tools on the table. Hitting for 120. We can make that 140 if we swap that out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to do something I was hoping we wouldn't have to. But we're going to grab the Shaman here. And we're going to play that down onto our bench here. get a 4-card setup, which that works out immensely in our favor. So we're going to Headringer that other Gardevoir there, drop the Lucky Helmet here, and now we are going to Tool Drop for a knockout. And that Headringer is really going to hurt, especially seeing as it can't Mega Evolve now, which that's probably the most detrimental part of this entire thing is it can't Mega. It can't do anything. Alright, so we see Despair Ray Gardevoir come down. That's fine. That number is a lot harder for us to hit. That's the only problem with that. And we're going to see, yep, we're going to see the Shaman. Alright. Good avoidance that Life Dew, I will say, on my opponent's part. Very good idea to avoid that. But we will be able to get a lick off on this Mega Guardy, so send back up that Trubbish, because it's Trubbish. I'm going to drop down the Trubbish here, attach a Psychic Energy. I'm going to play the Super Rod here. Get back these two, and get back an Entei. Toss those back into the deck there. And, honestly debating if I really want a Lysander here. I mean, I definitely could see the value in doing it. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna Lysander this son of a bitch. Alright, get the fuck up here. Alright, so we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tools on the table. We'd need 9 to one-shot it. So that's actually perfectly okay with me. We're gonna hit the tool drop here for 140. Wow, throwing a DCE on the Gardevoir just a hit. Yikes. Alright, so we're actually forcing our opponent to just burn everything. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. Man, that has to hurt. But we are gonna get hit with Despair Ray. Okay, either way, I mean, we're not losing any prizes here, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. So, we still have a D-Valley. So we're actually going to send up this one that doesn't have anything on it. I'm not terribly worried about it. Alright, so now we lay down our D-Valley, which is fine. What type of tools do we have in here? We have EXP Share and a Life Dew. In this case, I think we will actually Eco Arm and grab both of the tools we have back. And then we're going to Elisa here and especially grab that Life Dew back, because that is going to be crucial here for us. We're also going to grab... Actually, what do you have? Okay, so you don't have anything I can throw a jamming net onto, so we're going to just stick with that for now. And we'll drop the, if I could pick the fucking thing up. Drop the Life Dew on there for now. And we're going to swing for Tool Drop. Alright. The question is he going to knock us out or not? Oh, he's going to Lysander up the Shaman, which has a Lucky Helmet on it, so I'm actually okay with that. Sure, it puts him down to 1 prize, but we can navigate around that. Okay. Alright, that's actually... yeah, that's actually pretty good. So we're going to drop this down. We're going to drop the Lucky Helmet and the Rescue Scarf onto it. We are going to Versus Seeker here. Grab the teammates. Come on, pick the damn thing up. I'm going to play that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that jamming net there. That we are definitely fond of. And I'm thinking we grab our last D-Valley here. Alright, we're gonna drop that jamming net onto his other Gardevoir there. Assuming I can pick the damn thing up. Drop the Dimensional Valley. And we are now going to swing with Tool Drop for a knockout. Okay, grab 2 prizes off that one. We hit the Sycamore and the Level Ball, which I'm not sad to see. Alright, so Trainer's Mail. Let's see what he decides to play. Sycamore, alright. And wow, we have brought our opponent down to 5 cards in their deck. Wow, he is burning resources insanely quickly just to try to knock us out. And I don't even think he has any energy left on those 5 cards. I'd be surprised. Holy crap, he does. I don't know why you'd want to... Oh, alright, whatever, bud. Whatever. It's your call, but... I think I need... Pick the damn Trubbish, damn it. Jesus. Alright. So we are going to play down another Trubbish here. We're going to tear away. Grab that EXP share off of there. Seeing as we no longer need it there. Drop it down there. How many tools do we have in our discard pile here? Only the Lucky Helmet. He has 1 prize left, though. Which means we can end him down to 1. Which may actually be the play. But... do we have, yes, we do have the Lysander. So we are actually going to go for the Lysander on this one. Because that will allow us to Lysander up almost Gardevoir there. With all the energy on it. Really tasty energy, and knock it out. And we're going to net 2 prizes off that. And assuming he doesn't have a way to Lysander around us, at this point, we pretty much have the game. Alright, so he is going to Life Leap us, it looks like. Yeah, Evo Soda, so probably going into the Xerneas... okay, well, probably trying to go into the Xerneas break, but he doesn't have it. I don't think he even realized he has 3 cards left in deck. And we get 10 damage. And then, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going to attach that here. We have 7 tools on us, which I'm okay with. So we're going to... we can get the knockout here. We just need to hit 1 more Pokemon tool card that we can play. And we hit it. Alright, we have the knockout. Because all we have to do is tear away this. And tear away that. And because our opponent has at least 1 tool card in play, that Muscle Band will act as our 9th tool. And we will tool drop for 180 damage, which is the knockout. And we walk away with another W. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny, when I was testing this deck did not do this well. Seriously, this is just insane. Hey, whatever. Anyway, so yeah. That was Tool Drop. And expanded. Wow, really fun deck to play, though. There's just some hidden charm about it. The only thing that really sucks is it's harder to get the knockouts with this version of Tool Drop because you don't have the Sigilif. But you're not as susceptible to ability lock. One thing I could definitely see someone doing is dropping the Entei count down from 3 to 2, and teching in 1 copy of Sigilif just to try to help hit those Mega Evolution numbers. I could definitely see that being a thing. But either way, I mean, yeah, that was actually really fun. Just another example of another deck that I just absolutely love to play. It's not really so much. I don't know. Again, just yeah. There's just a hidden charm about it that once you play it, you won't understand unless you play it for yourself. There's something about the deck that's just charming. Anyway, but thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.